Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And we are going over Raw this week was in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Now, before we get into the show, two things do need to go over first and foremost. Number one, we announced it last week here on the show. We are doing a contest. If you subscribe to my personal YouTube page, Tim23Vicious, you are entered into a raffle. If we hit 500 subscribers, 500, before the Royal Rumble. Now, folks, the Royal Rumble is at the beginning of February. We're at the middle of November right now. So we got well over 2 months to break that. If we hit 500 before the Royal Rumble, you will be entered into a drawing, and I will pick a random subscriber, contact them, let them know, hey, you entered, you won, and the prize is very own Vicious Rants apparel, much like you see me wearing right here if you're watching the video feed. And it could be this shirt, the If You Love Me Great, You Hate Me. Or it could be, or if you're one of a kind, you could have the very own, often imitated, never duplicated shirt. It doesn't even have to be a t-shirt. If you're a lady, you could get a woman's tee. If you have little ones, you can get a baby onesie or a toddler tee. With the cold weather coming up, if you don't want a t-shirt and you want something to help keep you warm, you can get a long sleeve shirt also. You let me know what you want, I will send it out to you, all out of my own personal pocket and personal expense as my gift to you as a thank you for subscribing. 500 before the Royal Rumble. Cannot emphasize that enough. With that said, also, we are WWE Shop affiliates, and folks, with the holiday season approaching, now is the perfect time. If you are watching this on the Main Event Network page, click on the scan the QR code that is on the screen. If you're watching this on my personal YouTube page or listening to this on an audio form on the RSS feed, check the description tab, click the link down below, and you can go to WWE Shop, make whatever purchase you want, use whatever discount code you want, use whatever gift card you want to buy whatever it is you want to buy, and in turn, when you make your purchase, we here at the Vicious Studios will receive a small nominal commission for said purchases. Now, I'm not saying we're going to live high off the hog from all of this. No, far from it. So I don't want you guys thinking, yeah, we're going to go and we're doing this off of that. No, what I'm saying is, you guys doing that helps us so we can in turn make this show better for you in the long run. Thank you. Now with that said, we are going to go over the show. First things first, we're going to switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind. And the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It started out with Roman and the Usos out there, and then Jade. No, hold on, Moose. We got some issues we need to discuss right here, right now. And then, ole! Out came Sami Zayn. We got to see Sami Zayn, El Generico's prize pupil student. God, I miss El Generico. Shame he passed away tending to those orphans. But he had such a heart of gold. Anyways, Sami Zayn came out and then looked at Roman. Now, first things first, do want to address right here, right now with you, big god. That kick I hit you at Crown Jewel, that was an accident. I'm sorry. That was an accident. And then Sami, he went on talking about, you know, when all four of us were in the ring again, it brought back a lot of good memories for me. And I loved that time in my life. That was one of the greatest moments of my career. One of the greatest moments of my life. And I can see the look. I see it. I see it in your eye. You missed it. You miss those moments. You miss that time in our lives. And Roman, we could do this again. We could do that again. 4 of us, we could ride together. Dude, just like before. Me and Jimmy, we sit in the back of the bus having fun. Jay sitting over there being moody. You having a laugh over it all. We could do it all again. We can. Listen though. I'll work with you. You want me to go? I'll go. You want me to stay? I'll stay. All I'm asking for is one thing. Apologize. And then Roman just, what? Apologize. And then Sammy, not to me, to him, pointing to Jey Uso, just like, ooh. So while yes, Jay did get pushed out of the Intercontinental title picture for this short time being, he's still being presented as a top guy because he's being made to show, listen, Roman screwed the pooch with his family and he's really got to go and, for lack of a better term, kiss ass and apologize for tossing certain family members to the curb. One of them being Jay. So he wound up, and then Roman just went over to Jay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you wasted my time with all this. I'm done playing these games. Solo! Yelled and called out for Solo. And then next thing you know, you see on the Titantron, you just see Jacob Fatu with the hands like this, shaking, convulsing, looking like he's praying to have the strength to not come out there and rip somebody's throat out. Roman! Solo will come out when he's ready. He's not at your beck and call. He'll be out there later tonight, and when he comes out, he'll be ready to hear you acknowledge him as your tribal chief. And then just basically leaves it at that. So we'll fast forward to the end of the show when Solo and his bloodline come out. They call out Roman. Roman comes out, and I'm paraphrasing all this part, mind you. Solo winds up saying to him, listen, we can avoid all this right here, right now. All you have to do is acknowledge me as your tribal chief. And then Roman just, I will never acknowledge you as my tribal chief. I am the only tribal chief. Solo, you can't be a tribal chief if you ain't even got a tribe. Tell you what. You get 4 other guys and we could settle and we can go to war and settle this. And then Roman just, you talking war games? And Solo just, yeah. So, to quote William Regal, we're getting war games. There we go. Had to get my William Regal war games in. You'll probably be hearing more of that up until the match. So, then Roman just kind of looking like, I hate to break it to you, but there's only 4 of you guys. And Solo, he laughs. Tamatonga, Tungalao, Jacob Fatu, myself, and our 5th man, Sami Zayn. And you see Sammy walk out looking all sad and disgruntled. Sorry. I know you were disappointed, but you don't see me as family. He kind of had that kind of look on his face. And then next thing you know, it started to be a 4-on-1 beatdown. Usos came out, and then it became a 4-on-3 beatdown, I should say. And then next thing you know, Solo, he calls Sammy to get into the ring. He's got Roman, he's holding him. Come on, Sammy, hit him! Hit him! Hit him, Sammy! Got him! That's what you want, right? Got him! And Sammy in the corner, just, I will never acknowledge you as my tribal chief. I am the only tribal chief. So, to quote William Regal, we're getting war games. And then Roman just, I will never acknowledge you as my tribal chief. I am the only tribal chief. So, to quote William Regal, we're getting war games. And then Roman just, I will never acknowledge you as my tribal chief. I am the only tribal chief. So, to quote William Regal, we're getting war games. And then Roman just, I will never acknowledge you as my tribal chief. I am the only tribal chief. So, to quote William Regal, we're getting war games. And then Roman just, I will never acknowledge you as my tribal chief. I am the only tribal chief. So, to quote William Regal, we're getting war games. And then Roman just, I will never acknowledge you as my tribal chief. I am the only tribal chief. So, to quote William Regal, we're getting war games. And then Roman just, I will never a psyching himself up, and then doing a running charge. Goes for the haluva kick, and pow! Hits the haluva kick onto Solo. And then next thing you know, Roman, Sammy, Usos, they start all back to back to back. All clearing house, wrecking everyone, taking names, owning the ring. And then you just see them all throwing up the ones, because they all recognize them. They the twos, and they're all twos, and they the ones. And that's on how SmackDown started and ended. Other than that, the other highlights from the show was Bayley had a match with Candice LeRae, and I didn't go over this last week because I was in a rush trying to get the Crown Jewel content out, and I apologize for that, folks. That was a mistake on my part. I was rushing when I shouldn't have. WWE did a small string of cuts. There were 3 names: Baron Corbin, Tegan Knox, and Indy Hartwell. It sucks to hear that all 3 got let go. Now, it's no surprise to anyone that knows me. I've not been a big fan of Baron Corbin. There's no surprise, nothing hidden about that, but he won me over with the bum-ass Corbin gimmick. Once he started doing the bum-ass, beaten, sad, disheveled, willing to do anything to get any kind of cash just to get by kind of Corbin. That's what won me over with him. Like, damn, this guy could really do this. Like, before that, I didn't really see what his character could really be. But it sucks that all 3 got let go. I hope that they get jobs. Not that I hope. I know for a fact they're all going to thrive wherever they go. Whether it's in wrestling, whether it's doing Twitch video game stuff, whether it's doing cooking shows or whatever. They're all going to thrive. But the big thing with this match with Bayley and Candice was, it was sad kind of seeing Candice come out without Indy. It sucked. It did. No doubt on that. But as far as the match went between Bayley and Candice, it was good. I liked it. Bayley wound up getting a win. Not much of a shocker. What was a shocker, though, was we had a segment where Randy Orton came out to the ring, called out Kevin Owens because they wanted to finish the fight that they had at Crown Jewel. KO came out, they started slugging and going at each other, and then Kevin just scooped Randy up and then boom! Dropped him with a pile driver. Let's just rewind that sentence and say it again. Scooped him up and then boom! Dropped him with a pile driver. That's right, there was a pile driver done on WWE TV that was not executed by Jerry Lawler or The Undertaker. It was more of a shocker because of that more than the actual move itself. You know, because pile drivers have been on the short list of banned moves for pretty much for forever. You know, aside from the Austin issue, the move was on the short list to make Jerry Lawler and Taker's look like $1 million. But the fact that that happened, it was just wow. But anyways, Owens hit the pile driver. After that, then next thing you know, Randy just dropped dead to the ground, grabbing and clenching his neck. So they did a stretcher job, took him out. Cody rode with him. If I had to guess, and if I was a betting man, I would guess we're gonna get Kevin Owens and Kevin and Cody relatively soon, and then we may transition into Randy and Cody. But that's personal predictions. Either way, next match we had was DIY going against Pretty Deadly. And this was interesting because Tommaso Ciampa, he's inching closer towards back to the Sicilian Psycho bit where, because he wants the tag titles back. Motor City Machine Guns have them. They haven't had a rightful one-on-one rematch for the titles yet. They want to go and prove that they can do it. So Ciampa, he starts out the match. He takes out both guys from Pretty Deadly. Never once tagging Johnny in, and the whole time Johnny is on the apron like, okay, we got the win, yay? So, we also had Jade and Bianca going against Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Good match, Jade and Bianca, they got the win, obviously. And then we had the Motor City Machine Guns defending their tag titles against Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. Now, the Machine Guns, they got the win, no shock there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it on how SmackDown went. So, with that said, let's get into this week's show. Raw in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It starts out with the Ring General Gunther coming out, addressing the audience, and just as he's about to speak, boom, we see Damian Priest come out, and then just looks at him. You know, let me guess. You're gonna talk about on how you know me. Let me guess on how you see me, right? How I'm trash, how I'm garbage, how I'm just something off the streets. You're gonna mock on how I had to scratch and claw to get to where I'm at just for an opportunity to get a shot at that title. All the while, all you had to do was just sit at home and wait for a phone call. You know, for the longest time, I used to sit back and be in awe over the aura around you, thinking, man, this is one tough guy. This dude could seriously be a major threat. He is one scary guy. And then I got in the ring with you. And you are tough. But I could see it in you. I could see the fear in you. No different than when I saw the fear in you when you lost to Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel. And there it is again. There's that look in your eye, your fear, doubt. You don't know if you can do it now, do you? You don't know if you can take me. And then out came Ludwig Kaiser walking down. Enough! I will not tolerate this. You cannot talk to this man like that. Okay, I gotta stop with the bad German accent before HR gets mad at me again because, well, let's just say HR it did not appreciate the HR department at the Main Event Network did not appreciate some of my jokes. I'll leave it at that. But, yeah. Ludwig Kaiser, he went on talking about that, and then Gunther stopped him. If you had that kind of an issue with him talking to me like that, why don't you do something about it yourself? And I'm paraphrasing all that, mind you. So they make it official. Later on tonight, we're gonna have Damian Priest versus Kaiser. We'll get into that in a moment, but before we do, first things first, we are going to get into the first match of the night. Women's trio tag match. It is Damage Control, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and the return of the one and only Ms. Dakota Kai. Oh, so happy to see Dakota back. So happy. Going against Pure Fusion Collective, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, and Sonya Deville. And honestly, the big takeaway when I was watching this match was Shayna wound up coming out actually wearing civilian gear. She didn't have any kind of ring gear on. Because normally when this weird things I notice, anytime she's ever out, no matter what her gear, she always has something that has like some kind of Gears of War or not Gears of War, some kind of Warhammer reference on her gear. And it wasn't on there, just like, huh, she's wearing civvies. She's wearing civilian clothes. Weird. Okay, she's got her boots. But, okay, whatever. And just brushed it off as that. But as far as the match went, there was a nice feeling out at the start between Io and Zoe. And it was good. The heels, the baby faces, they were leading at the start right up into seconds before the commercial break. When the heels wound up leading, going right in the commercial break. And end of sequence. Coming back from commercial break. Dakota Kai, she got the hot tag. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little sad and disappointed at the fact that the crowd did not go banana for Dakota Kai getting the hot tag, because I know I did. Because I was just like, oh man, once she gets in, she's gonna go off. She's gonna go off. And she got in, she went off, she was throwing out punches, kicks, anything and everything she could at Sonya, at Shayna, whoever she could hit. Match came to an end when Shayna Baszler had the Karabuta clutch in on Dakota. Wound up, next thing you know, Dakota wound up backing herself into her corner. Io Sky, boom, tagged herself in while still on the apron. Shayna then grabbed Io, started choking her out on that while on the apron. Dakota then wound up getting a running charge and boom! Kick to the back of the head. And then scooched Shayna out some, looked at Io, go on, hit it! Io then climbed up, did her moonsault for the 1, the 2, the 3, and that was it. Next up, we got Kofi Kingston going against Pete Dunne, and this came to be because Kofi and Truth, they were talking for a minute, and then Pete Dunne came over to get into R-Truth, like, Truth, what is your issue? What is your issue with me? I've told you for a couple weeks now what name you need to call me, but it seems like every time I do, you're gonna keep calling me a different name. You got that kind of an issue, or it's something that's seriously wrong with you, then you need to talk to me about it right here, right now. And then Kofi's like, whoa, easy, man, easy. And then Dunne, hey, you want some of this? You want some of this problem? And just like, no, listen, we ain't looking for no trouble, man. Just saying, ain't no need for it. Ain't no need for this. And then Dunne, he starts getting into Kofi on it, and like, Kofi then just like, you know what, maybe I do want some of this business. How about you and me out in the ring tonight? Alright, fine then. Fine, I will see you out there. So we get to here. Now, nice good start with Kofi. He leads right up into the commercial break. Post-commercial break, Dunne, he is leading the pace for the match going. And this was good. I liked it. Excuse me. I liked the match. I thought it was good. It was... I would have preferred a little more story, a little more depth to the story as to why the match was going on, but I get the main underlying reason for the story is for Woods getting underhanded and looking like he's going to go full dark side on him, on Kofi, and the New Day are going to split and break up because as Kofi's getting momentum and he's picking up the lead, and it looks like he's going to go and finish off the match. When the ref's not looking, Woods, wham, knocks out Dunne and just stands there like, Ooh, I gotta clip those nails. They're dirty. Ooh. And then Kofi gets on out. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? I don't need you to run. I don't need you to do nothing for me like that. I got this, man. And he's arguing with Woods for a good bit on the outside of the ring. All the while, that's giving Pete Dunne time to get in and recover. Excuse me. Kofi then gets back into the ring. Then Dunne throws a couple shots at him, hooks him, hits the bitter end for the 1, 2, 3. That's it. Next up, now we got Damian Priest going against Ludwig Kaiser. Nope. Can't make the jokes I want to because HR will get me again. Wade, do we have enough in the budget to cover another HR meeting? Not for another quarter? Oh man, so I gotta be good until January. Fuck. Anyways, as far as this match went, man, I dug it. Match, it started out with Ludwig, with Kaiser. He was leading into the commercial break. And then post-commercial break, it was like seeing two different matches. The first half of the match, pre-commercial break, it was all Ludwig. He was all fire, white hot, going strong. Post-commercial break, it was complete 360 with Priest. He was leading. He was going strong. He was wrecking anything and everything in front of him, beating the living tar out of Kaiser. Next thing you know, Priest doing his own version of hulking up, just pulls the straps down, grabs Kaiser by the throat, takes him up, south of heaven. 1, 2, 3. It ends, and then you just see Gunther standing at the entryway, at the top of the entryway, staring down a hole at Priest, and just like, ooh. Do I see a sense of doubt or possible questioning in the eyes of the World Heavyweight Champion? Which, honestly, I would not mind because it adds more depth and character to Gunther. I'm always up for adding an extra layer to a character. So, yeah. Now we come to main event match of the night. It was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez going against Jade, Cargill, and Bianca Belair for the women's tag team titles. And this nice good start. Liv and Raquel, they were leading right from the start of the match going into the commercial break. Post-commercial break, Jade, she was the punching bag, which I gotta say I'm honestly surprised on, but it was a good, happy kind of surprise because we know Jade's improving. Anyone that watches the show knows she's improving little by little, more and more, day by day, because constant repetition. It's like the old saying, I think it was a thing Andy Kaufman once said, and how you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. Same thing applies with wrestling. Want to know how you get better? Practice. Same difference. But either way, next thing you know, as Jade stole the punching bag, at one point, Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton come out to go and go. Tiff runs a distraction on one side. Nia then goes over, boom, wrecks Jade on there, and then just, I didn't do nothing, I'm innocent, I'm the queen. Yeah. And then, again, Tiff goes to try and do another distraction, and as she's doing that, Naomi comes out of nowhere, takes out Tiff, and then Jade eventually winds up being able to get a tag in. It wasn't a hot tag, it was just a normal, boom, she knocked down Liv, and then was able to walk over, tagged in Bianca, just sat in the corner for a second like, okay, give me like 5 seconds. Alright, I'm good now. And then next thing you know, as she's sitting there catching her breath, Bianca, boom, hits the KOD, kiss of death for the 1, 2, 3. So your winners and still women's tag team champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Then we get a post-match beatdown. We got Liv, Raquel, Nia, and Tiffany beating up Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. Io Sky comes out to help even the odds. She winds up helping starts bouncing around, clears some helps clear house. And it should also be noted, like I mentioned last week, Io is still a #1 contender for the women's title. So she's gonna be gunning after Liv relatively soon. But the show ends with all 4 ladies in the ring, all arms up, yay, good guys win, bad guys lose type deal. If I had to guess, this is going to be the women's War Games. It's just a matter of them getting who their 5th lady is going to be. And this could be a hell of a way to reintroduce Charlotte. Even personally, I think the Royal Rumble would probably be better, but I don't know. I don't know who they'd pick for the 5th girl for either team. But either way, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please, like I always tell you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, wherever channel you're watching this on. If you're listening to this on audio form, leave us a review. Leave any and all interesting, creative complaints, questions, comments, whatever you want down below. I am open to criticism. I am not one of those kind of people that don't like it. Thank you to LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They are a contributor to the show. A little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, like I said at the beginning of the show, whatamaneuver.net for some vicious rants apparel. Perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or a shirt to get the gift of goodwill so you can hang on to your stuff. T-shirts, tanks, baby onesies, toddler tees, long sleeves, great comfort, killer designs. Check out these cool, excuse me. And folks, hold it.
Shut up and sit down.
There we go. I was a little off on my outro. I apologize. Make sure y'all check out these cool ass accounts on Twitter. DSB_IV, Main Event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network Twitter account. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, D-Dryer 1986. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Well, fuck you.